Hey, what up, what up, what up? Yo, we're back. Episode 9. That's one more before episode 10. I just wanted to say that I feel like 10 is a nice, even number. I'm going to kind of celebrate it a little bit when we get to that point. I mean, we made it 10 episodes. Y'all been rocking with us. Speaking of us, my name is HL, your boy. I'm your host, and I got my co-host here. Co-sign Kev is in the building.
Yep, what it do?
So, lots of stuff to talk about. So, real quick, I want to apologize for last week. I did not put a podcast out last week because I had an accident, not in the car, but I had an injury. Last week was just a bad week. Shit didn't work out, so I had an injury that I had to nurse and everything like that, and I'm still dealing with it. But I was like, I love this. I love doing this. I love bringing y'all, dope content and entertaining y'all. So, bam, here we are.
Right.
All right, now, in the midst of that, a lot of stuff has happened, okay? Now, first things first, this shit just happened, so we got to speak on Jussie. I told y'all that I wasn't going to talk about Jussie until we got more clear information about what was going on, because y'all know, if y'all go back and listen or go back and read up on this shit, way too much shit going on.
Right.
Way too many, oh, they was doing this, and then they did this, and he lying, and they lying. Everybody's saying they lying, so I said, you know what? I'm not even going to fuck with this situation no more until we get some legitimate answers. So, today, all the charges, all 16 charges were dropped on Jussie. So, that's all I'm going to say on that. I mean, obviously, the court system said that he obviously wasn't lying about stuff. He obviously did not file a false report. And apparently, he did say in a statement, he did come out in a statement and say that he had been truthful from the beginning, which I don't know if he has or not. Again, I'm not going to sit here and make an opinion on it. The one thing I will say is understand this, whether he got off or not, the damage is done. And this is what I've been trying to tell, people from the situation, is that whether he lied or not, the fact that it was even stated that he could have been lying, and the fact that that was the mentality of this whole situation from the jump, it still has a lingering effect on how it affects people within the LGBT plus community and just people who are speaking out against hate crimes. Because again, whether it was truthful or not, how many people ran with that situation? How many people on the opposing side that you're supposed to be against, or the ones that you're supposed to be speaking out against, how many of those people clinched on to the fact that you were lying?
There was a lot of people.
A lot of people. We saw Donald Trump Jr., all those Republicans, all those people that want to speak out and want to be against him and all this other stuff. I said some stuff, but I will say this. Let me be clear. I stated that if he was lying, and I still stand by what I said, which is that regardless of him getting off, that's great for him. Right. But there's still that lingering effect that's still going to happen, and that mentality's still going to be there that, oh, your boy lied. Because they're going to make him seem like he's the representative, of the, gay community and things like that. So it's like, he's not, but that's the way people are going to make it. That's the way your opposers are going to make it. Yeah. So good for him that he got off. Hey, whatever it is, truth or not, I don't know. Only they know the full truth. I'm not going to get into that. But I will say this, it still has a lingering effect. Whether you want to believe it or not, the effect is still there. And it's still going to affect, like I said, the people trying to speak out against hate crimes. So now one thing I did find interesting is that 20th Century Fox actually put out a tweet and said that Jussie Smollett has always maintained his innocence, and we are gratified that all charges against him have been dismissed. I found that to be a little interesting because I could have sworn that they were saying
they was gonna write him out of the show, right?
Right. Okay, so they were saying that they was going to cut him out of the show. They were saying that they was going to decrease his character role. And then they said the last 2 or 3 episodes, he wasn't even supposed to be in them anymore. Right. So now that he's been cleared, well, first off, I feel like that's kind of fake. They jumped on the bandwagon when everybody thought he was lying.
Exactly.
But honestly, everybody did. I did it too. But I feel like
if you had your reasons of why.
Right. Well, my thing is it's a major company. Right. And I feel like a major company, you can't really you don't have the luxury of just saying going with the rest of the world and going off of their opinion.
Right.
I get it. You're thinking probably bad press, bad publicity. We don't want it. But here's the thing. Y'all still had him on the show.
Right.
So that doesn't seem like an excuse to me. I just find it interesting. So now my question is he going to stay on the show now?
Right.
Are they going to change up all that shit that they was saying? Is he going to be in the last 2 or 3 episodes now? Are they going to keep his character going now at this point?
Right.
We don't know. But until we find out, that's it. That's what's going on right now. So Jussie Smollett has been cleared of all charges. He's good. He's a free man. And life moves on. Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, the movie Us, we was talking about Us, Jordan Peele's horror film, Us, broke all kinds of records this weekend, as I thought it would have. Like, I didn't know it was going to do this good, but it did really good. So apparently, the film debuted at $70.3 million in ticket sales.
Oh, great.
And that's just from Friday to Sunday. Mm-hmm. Now, here's what's very interesting and cool about this. They said it is the best opening ever for an original horror title and the 3rd biggest horror opening of all time behind the 2017 It remake and the last year's Halloween sequel. So he's doing really good. Yeah. He's doing really good. Now, here's what's even crazier. The budget for that movie was only $20 million.
Right.
I mean, he already making money like a motherfucker. Right. He made 70 over the weekend. So Jordan Peele's doing okay.
Right.
Now, this is where I start to look at it like, you know, this Negro does have the same last name as me. I can see some features there, so I may have to do a DNA kit and be like, yo, brother, what's up? I can be scary too.
Hey.
Like, he probably look at me like, Negro, if you don't
right.
Oh, but this is another record he broke. So they said Us becomes the biggest debut for an R-rated original title ahead of 2012's Ted. Because Ted opened up at $54 million. So he now has the biggest debut for an R-rated original film.
Nice.
So props to Jordan Peele, man.
Yeah,
Jordan Peele's killing the game.
All the props, man.
I love that he's getting the props. I love that he's putting out these dope messages. You know why I think, and I watched a little interview about the movie Us with him and Lupita and the other guy.
Yeah, I saw that too, yeah.
I saw like a little mini thing, and one of the things that he said, he confirmed what I was talking about in a previous podcast. If y'all don't remember, it was a couple podcasts back, I was talking about how Jordan Peele was using the black family in the movie as the main cast, but it wasn't about them being black. And I made I did a whole thing on that. Right. And what's funny is that was exactly what Jordan Peele said. He was like, look, he's like, obviously the family that we're talking about that's in the middle of all this is a black family, but the story is not about them being black. And I was like, yo, that's exactly what the fuck I was saying, brother. What's up, brother?
Right.
So, Jordan Peele, I will hit you up so you can call me because we need to talk, and we'll go from there.
I can't wait till what he have more left.
I just hope that he does not. I hope that Hollywood doesn't convince him to make a sequel to this.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know how it ends. I don't know if it could be a sequel type movie, but seeing how Jordan Peele makes his movies, I don't really foresee him making a sequel.
Yeah, because you can't make a sequel to Get Out. Like,
I haven't seen Get Out, so I don't know.
You need to, but I'm just saying, like, if people see it,
right. I'm just feeling like, I just don't feel like he's that type of director.
Right.
I feel like he's the type of person that makes movies and he's like, look, this is the movie, this is the situation. When it's over, it's over.
Right.
Like, we don't need to make a bunch of sequels about it. So I think that that's the kind of director he seems to be, but only time will tell because money talks, and who knows.
Denzel's another person, like he only made his only sequels Equalizer. Like,
yeah, I was about to say, because then at first I thought you was getting ready to say he don't make no sequels, because I was like, wait, the Equalizer 2.
I'm just saying he's the first to make, like, out of all the movies.
He hasn't done any sequels?
No.
To any of his movies?
No.
Oh, shit. I did not know that.
Yeah.
They say you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
So that's my one thing. That's great. That's awesome.
Right.
Now, one of the things that's been bothering me, right? So we've talked about the R. Kelly thing, and we saw the whole docuseries on the surviving R. Kelly. So HBO decided that they was going to have their, surviving R. Kelly moment, and then they was going to do one on Michael Jackson. Look, I'm not even gonna get into the details of this shit, but this is what I am gonna say. I noticed that after this came out, I was seeing how people was responding to it, and a lot of people seem to be trying to bring up other dead artists like Elvis and other I can't even think of the other names off the top of my head at the moment, but I know that one of the big ones that they was pointing out was like Elvis and other dead celebrities saying, oh well, what about them, and they did stuff to little girls and young kids and blah blah blah. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself like, okay, but here's the thing, they're all dead.
Right.
They're dead.
Right.
Why the fuck are we trying to attack people who are already dead? And if you really think about it, these guys didn't really die a really nice death. It wasn't like they died nicely.
Right.
I guess you can say Michael Jackson died kind of nicely because he died in his sleep per se. But the situation that was at hand, he died with a lot of stress and a lot of things on his mind. He had the whole fucking world on his shoulders, and he still fucking does, as you can see.
Yeah.
Elvis Presley, we know that he died a horrible death, like the way he went out.
Right.
These people already are dead. If you want to try to go after somebody, go after the motherfuckers that are still alive.
Right.
Go after the motherfuckers that are still out here, still posing a threat to these young kids. And that's the ones that we need to be pointing out. Right. This is not the time to be trying to dig up people's graves and try to say, oh, but look, this motherfucker did. Okay, yeah, he did that shit, but he's dead now.
Right.
Where's the justice? There's no justice in that.
Yeah.
He's already dead. What, calling him out on it? That's not getting any kind of justice.
Right.
Real justice is going to get the motherfuckers like R. Kelly, who are still alive and still healthy enough to be tried, to be put in jail, to be punished for their actions, things like that. So I'm not going to speak on however y'all feel about Michael Jackson. I know that everybody, it's kind of split half and half, it seems like. It seems like half of the people think that half of the world thinks that he didn't do it. Half of the world thinks he did. But at the end of the fucking day, the man's dead.
Right.
He's dead. And at this point now, all you're doing is now you're taking coins, whether it's true or false, you're taking coins out of his family's mouth because you're ruining his, he's ruining his musical career.
Right.
So now there's radio stations not playing his shit. Drake didn't even play the song that he featured Michael Jackson in on his latest album. He had a song on Scorpion.
Right.
The album was titled Scorpion, and he had a song called "Don't Matter to Me," and it was a Michael Jackson sample where he's singing the chorus of the song. And apparently he's on tour right now, and so he didn't perform that song, and he purposely did that, and it was specifically his response to the whole Michael Jackson documentary. So I don't know how y'all feel about that. Like I said, I'm not gonna really debate that because I know that that's been a thing for quite a while with the whole Michael Jackson thing and the little kids. And I know that there's a lot of people who, there's people out there that really, think he did it and all that stuff. Like I said, I'm not going to debate that. I'm not going to speak on that. Like I said, my only thing is fuck the dead people. Go after the ones that are still alive, that's still out here posing a threat.
Right.
Point blank, period. Now, that's what I'm going to have to say on that. So, it's just one of those things like, and you remember how I was talking about people always like tripping about little shit?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but me personally, so you know who Robert Kraft is, right?
Yeah. Okay,
so we all know about Robert Kraft. If you don't know who Robert Kraft is the New England, the New England. I'm renaming it, all right? No, he's a New England Patriots owner, all right? Now, I don't know if y'all been living under a bridge or not. I didn't really want to talk about this at first because honestly, to me, I don't think that this situation is a big fucking deal. Maybe
Right?
I just think differently about shit. But if you've been living under a rock, so Robert Kraft, which is the New England, why do I keep saying that? New England Patriots owner, he basically got caught up in some ring that the cops busted this massage parlor in Florida because he allegedly paid for sex and sexual favors at this fucking massage parlor. But here's the thing, when they first announced it, they made it seem like they were like, oh, Robert Kraft is one of the people named in a human trafficking ring. And I'm sitting here thinking like, oh shit, he out here trafficking bitches. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he actually involved in the trap. He's not.
Right.
That's the way the media first put it out there, but that's not even what happened at all. The dude went to the massage parlor 2 times and got a happy ending.
Right.
That's it. Why are we upset? I don't understand what the big fucking deal is. But here's what's crazy about it. So the prosecutors have been coming at him because apparently there's charges against this stuff because I guess And here's the other funny thing, and I'm gonna get to this in a little bit, but this is what the authorities have offered him. They want to drop the charges against him, but they want him to accept this deal. And the deal is this. The deal requires him to admit that he would have been found guilty at trial. Not only that, he would also have to complete 100 hours of community service, submit to an STD test, and take a class on the dangers of prostitution. Why? Why does he need to do all that? My thing is why does he need to take an STD test for y'all? Like, why does he need to do it for y'all? Right. If he got something, that's on him. What does it got to do with y'all? Like, that's what I don't understand. And then why does he have to complete 100 hours of community service in a class on the date? How many people is gonna sit in a class about prostitution and take it seriously? Yeah. Actually, I feel like it might be kind of interesting, if anything. But I mean, it's like, okay, it's a form of prostitution. I'll give you that. But it's not really. It wasn't like he drove down the street, down some weird, neighborhood that's shady and shifty and picked up some girl. He did what every old white dude with money does. He goes to a massage parlor and gets little Asian women to get him off. Right. That's exactly what he did. Right. It happens every day, y'all. It's happening right now. Some old dude right now is getting jacked off by a little Asian lady. Right now, as we speak, as you're listening to this. I hope y'all understand that. And here's what's crazy about it. He only went twice. It must have been good, though, because they said he visited the spot twice within 24 hours. Wow. He was like, hell yeah, I'm going back. So this is what the story is. So allegedly he received, they called it hand stimulation. That's a polite way of saying that she gave him a hand job. From 45-year-old spa manager. She was the manager. Her name is Le, and if I mess up these names, if you're an Asian listener or you're somebody who knows the Asian language better than me, you can help me out with this, but I'm gonna try to say this. The lady's name was Lei Wang. It's Lei Wang. Mm-hmm. And he also got another one. So he got a hand job from 2 bitches. Oh. Yeah, so he also got one from 58-year-old spa employee Shin Mingbai. Okay? Mm-hmm. Here's what's funny about this story. Now, remember, I told you they're making a big deal about him being in this prostitution, trafficking ring. Right. They said that neither Wang nor Mingbi were believed to be victims of human trafficking. So then what the fuck is we mad about? Right. They not even part of the human trafficking. Right. Oh, he went and got a fucking hand job? Like, we're gonna really trip about that? He paid both women $100. So he paid $200 for a hand job. If you ask me, he's the one that's losing. Right. Why y'all mad? I feel like the fact that he paid $200 for somebody else to beat his dick. Right. I don't know why anybody's mad about that. I feel like he already paid his dues, if you want to say that. Right. So then I guess the next day, or the second visit was on January 20th, just hours before he flew to Kansas City for the AFC title game between the Patriots and the Chiefs. Uh-huh. He was stressed out. Right. The man was stressed out. He's like, yo, we gotta win this title. I'm stressed out. And what do men do when they super stressed out? They get sexual release. Right. So he went to the spa again, and this time he got oral sex. That's what it says. Right. He allegedly received oral sex from Wang. This was only one girl this time. And he paid her more than $100. Now, they did catch him fair and square. They said that they have surveillance cameras. Police had cameras set up in this spa already because they were already checking out this spa because they were going to bust it for human trafficking. Mm-hmm. He just so happened to be one of the casualties within this process. Right. So, I don't know. To me, this is not a story. Mm-hmm. This is not a story. I don't feel like, if y'all feel like that he's done something wrong, please let me know. Because here's my thing. Had he received sexual favors from one of the women that was part of the human trafficking, like they was trafficked in there and he was doing that, then I could see, and if he knew, then I could see you saying that. Right. But the thing is, if he doesn't know, he's just going to get some pleasure. That's it. He ain't in here to beat these women up. He didn't try to do anything crazy to them. He didn't try to hurt them. He just an old dude that just wanted to get off real quick. Right. So he did. And he paid for it. It wasn't like he didn't even jip him. Right. He paid for his services. What is wrong? That was a transaction. Right. I don't understand why we talking about this. I really don't. I don't understand why this is a big deal. And I don't understand why the court system, you're utilizing the court system for this. Y'all really need a judge for this. Right. Really. He's an old, he just got off and he paid for it. Like, move the fuck on. Don't ruin this man's life. Sorry, I'm just saying.
And you said the women that did it wasn't part of the...
No.
So it's like...
Let that man live his life.
Right.
Like, I feel like at this point, all you're doing is dragging his name through the mud because, again, it goes back to what I was saying. Whether he's found guilty of this or not, which we know he did it, does it really matter? And think about the public opinion now.
Right.
You just shamed him for what? Just because he went to go get a fucking hand job and a blow job?
Right.
Really? And don't you dare. If you one of these people that's looking at him and try to look at him sideways, don't you fucking dare. Because honestly, how many motherfuckers do this every day? That's not famous, that don't own a team, that don't. There's plenty of dudes that do this shit every day. And honestly...
And they go to the strip clubs to do that shit.
Right. And honestly, like I said, if you're not hurting the girl and it's a consent thing and you're not like abusing her or anything, and it's just between two adults who decided to get down,
right,
okay, then so be it. Move on with life. It's not that big of a fucking deal. So,
and these women weren't underage either, so it's like...
Yeah, they weren't underage. There was nothing weird about this situation to me.
Right.
Do we not know that prostitution is like the oldest profession?
Right.
It really is. Like, dudes are doing this every day. Like I said, as we speak right now, during this recording, and when you guys are listening to this, there's going to be dudes that are getting a happy ending somewhere in some spa near you.
Right.
Like, just gonna let it be known. And if you think that that's shocking or surprising, then I don't know, but welcome to the world.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say on that. Like, so also the other thing that I saw, okay, so Lori Loughlin, okay, do you know who that is?
The girl from
Full House.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Aunt Becky. Becky from Full House. She caught up in some shit. Now,
yeah, I heard about this story too.
Yeah, so okay, so this whole thing is kind of a mess. So she got caught up because she was in a bribery scandal. Mm-hmm. All right, so if you guys don't know what's going on, she was one of 50 other people, by the way. This was a lot of people involved. Yeah. But of course, there's no story if there's no celebrity. And since they found the one or two celebrities involved in this, it became a big thing. Honestly, I feel like if there was no famous people involved in this story, we wouldn't be hearing about it. Right. And it would still be going on right now. But they found the one famous person that was involved in this. And basically, she was bribing USC to get her students or her children into USC. Right. They said that it was an indictment where wealthy parents were accused of facilitating bribes to get their children into prestigious colleges and universities. Now, here's my question to y'all. At first, when you hear they allegedly paid $500,000 to get their kids into, I think it was USC, I believe. Mm-hmm. But here's my thing. When you first hear the story and you listen to the details, the initial reaction is, oh shit, like, that's fucked up. Like, why are you bribing to get into a school? Because we all know the process of trying to go to college. You gotta put in your application, you gotta let them, they're gonna vet you, they're gonna look at your grade, all this other stuff, and then they're gonna decide whether or not they want you. Yeah. So initial reaction is, wow, that's fucked up. Like, she's not even really, like, they're not even really going through the process like everybody else. Right. They're just buying their way in. But I want y'all to think about this. That was the initial reaction. My reaction is this. And I want y'all to look at this a little bit differently. If you had the means and you had kids that wanted to go to college and you had the means to put them into the best schools or give them the best education that they can receive, wouldn't you do it too? Think about this. Before you answer, I want you to be 100% fucking honest with yourself. If you're a parent, I want you to definitely think in your parental mind. If you don't have kids, I'm not going to really pose this question to you, but I still ask you, though, to ask yourself, though, if you were to have kids and you had this opportunity, let's say you were well off and you were able to pay money for your child to get into a nice school or a nice university, would you not do it? That's the question that I posed to you.
Well,
what?
There was a video where one of the children spoke out, talk about, but she just wanted to go to school for the partying, but not just for the schoolwork. Like, and she said she's gonna be traveling like all over the place, but she really wasn't gonna be in school. And she got accepted into the school, but she really wasn't gonna. She really cared about going to school. She just cared about the partying and going to like football games and stuff. Okay, I hear you, and that's fucked up. But what I will say is this: that's her choice. Right. She's taking an opportunity
to be at a good school with good educators. These are schools that are well known to be good schools. You're taking an opportunity and you're squandering it. In the end, that's gonna only fuck her.
Right.
So while I hear you, it still doesn't take away from the fact that if you were a parent that had children that wanted to go to college, and you, of course, being a parent, we all want our kids to go to the best schools and get the best education, just like we want them to have the best medical care and dental care and all these other things. We all as parents want the best for our kids. If you could afford it, would you not do it? That's my thing. And I'm gonna give you my honest to God answer. I would do it. Be mad at me, fight me on it, argue with me. That's fine. Go on my YouTube page. You can comment there. You can comment on my Instagram. You can comment on any of my other social media. But if you disagree with me, let me know. Or if you agree with me, let me know. But tell me why. Don't just say I disagree or I agree. Let me know why. And I definitely want to hear from people that have kids.
Right.
Because that's my thing. That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it like this. These are just well-to-do parents that wanted to give their kids the best education that they could give them. And if they could guarantee that they can go to a good school by just throwing somebody some money, why not? Now, this is where I would say I have a problem. If you're paying for your kids to have good grades in college, now we have a problem. Because at that point, you're not doing what you originally put them into the school for. Now you're doing the work for them and they're not learning shit. So really they're just taking up a slot from somebody else that deserves to be there.
Yeah, and I read that a test was taken for it.
That was a different celebrity. So there's a different celebrity. This is the other, like I said, the other celebrity, and I forgot what her name is. But the other lady, she was the one that paid Felicity Huffman.
Right.
So Felicity Huffman paid for somebody to take her kids' SATs so that she could get into college.
Right.
That I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Right.
But like I said, again, if you have a child that is doing good in school, they have good grades, and you just want to make sure that they can get into one of the best schools or one of the schools that they want to get into that you know is kind of hard to get into or things like that, or you know there's a ton of people that want to go to this school so they may get skipped over, and all you got to do is throw them some chips and then you guarantee that your kid has a slot, fuck, I'll do it. But then once I get them there, that's on you. Your grades and your schooling is on you.
Right.
If you fail out, you fail out.
Right.
I'm not finna come and help you with that.
Right.
It's your job to be an adult and be responsible and say, look, I'm blessed to be here. So you better treat it as such. Now, that's how I would go about it as a parent. I'd be like, look, you got in, you're going to the school that you want to go to, don't fuck it up.
Right.
Do not fuck it up.
Yeah.
Because literally, if you think about it, by doing this, they're putting their necks on the line for their kids. And honestly, as a parent, I don't mind putting my neck on the line for my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a risk that I would take. It's unfortunate that they got caught out, and it's unfortunate that her daughter apparently is abusing the situation. But again, that's on her, and that's gonna fall on her fucking head. Because what you gonna do for graduation? How you gonna graduate if you ain't doing shit?
Right.
You just a big dumb motherfucker like in the school running around doing shit, and then what's gonna happen? What are you gonna get a degree in?
Right.
It's gonna show at some point. Like you just can't not do shit and think that it's not gonna come out.
Exactly.
So I feel like the rest of that is on her. And so again, parents, I ask you, and even if you don't have kids, again, I ask you, think about that. Just look at it from that perspective. And then tell me if you think that it's as bad as the media is making it look. Because I think that the media is making it way more.
No, yeah, the media definitely is.
They're making it worse than it needs to be. But again, I understand the shock and awe of it. I get it. Like, it's like, oh, you didn't do it the way everybody else has to do it. You didn't put in an application and you didn't have to wait for it. You just paid your way in. Okay, I hear you. But again, how many motherfuckers? That's because most of us can't do that.
Right.
Most of us can't just pay $500,000 to a school and say, hey, can you guarantee my kid gets in? Most of us can't do that, so we have no choice but to go through that process. But again, if you did not have to go through that process and you had the grades, you had the smarts, and you just really, really, really wanted to make sure you got into the school, why not?
Right.
Why not?
Yeah.
So again, that's one of those things that I'm gonna have to disagree with a lot of people on. And most people are going to be shocked and in awe about it. And I'm just going to sit here and be like, I'm cool with it. Now, what her daughter does after that, I feel like her daughter's an idiot. That part is stupid. They need to be talking about that, which obviously they are, because you know about it. I didn't know about that. But it doesn't surprise me, though. it kind of doesn't surprise me because obviously she must be spoiled because her parents they're well off.
Right.
But again, that's why I said I would only do it if my child was showing that they can get good grades, that they work hard, and if they say that they wanted to go to a certain school and it's a good school or a well-credited school or whatever,
Right.
I have no problem shifting out the money for it if I could do it. I'll do it in a heartbeat. So, speaking of people that's finally getting their dues, Janet Jackson is going to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, nice.
Now, what's cool about this is that Janelle Monae is actually going to help induct her into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I'd say that's appropriate.
Yeah.
I'd say that's appropriate. It's definitely better than picking J-Lo for a Motown, situation, but
That's for sure, any day.
moving on from that. So yeah, she's gonna help induct her into, to the Hall of Fame. They said last year it was revealed that Janet will finally be inducted after receiving her third nomination. She became eligible for a nomination back in 2007.
Wow.
And she's been nominated 3 different times to get in, and she never got in. So Janet Jackson is finally getting her dues. Finally. Now, if you don't know what the requirements is for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so remember I said that, Remember I said that she was eligible in 2007? In case y'all don't know what that means, one of the requirements to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is your first album has to be 25 years old, at least. Your very first album. So if you drop an album and then it's 25 years later and you still in the game or you still making music or at least somewhat active, and let's just say that album had a huge impact on culture or society or things like that, or it was a turning point in music at some point. Those are the kind of things that they look at.
Right.
But that's the number one requirement, is that your first album, the date is what was released. It has to be at least 25 years old before they can I think it's 20 or 25 years. Y'all can double check me on that, but it's somewhere like 20 or 25 years since your first album has come out for you to even be eligible to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So, and another artist, Jay-Z doing it again. I don't care how much people try to hate on Jay-Z. Everybody knows Jay-Z, okay? Whether you listen to rap music, whether you like rap music or not, everybody knows who the fuck Jay-Z is, all right? Whether you hate him, you love him, you like him, you loathe him, I don't care. But I will tell you this, is that his Blueprint, so his album called The Blueprint, is being inducted into the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry. That's big. That's a big fucking deal. This is so what this is, if y'all don't know what this is, let me explain. So they said he's being inducted into the National Recording Registry of Library of Congress, and they said as an oral treasure worthy of preservation because of its cultural, historic, and aesthetic importance to the nation's recorded sound heritage. Basically, if y'all don't know what that means, it means that that album of his was a cultural shift. It made a deep impact. Everybody felt it. There was a reason why they're doing it. If Congress is saying, I want to put your album into the registry, they're basically putting this album into an archive that is saying that this is the kind of music, or this album in particular, the music on here shifted the culture, or it had a huge impact on culture. I don't care how you want to describe it. You cannot deny at this point that Jay-Z is the man. Yeah. He's a living legend at this point. Yeah. No other rapper in the history of rap.
I was going to ask that too. Like, he's the only.
You can't hate on him anymore. Yeah. Like, I mean, I guess you can, but my thing is you're just gonna look stupid because there's really nothing else you can say at this point. The man has reached levels that no other rapper has ever fucking reached. No rapper has an album in that registry. He is the first and only. Not to mention all the firsts that he has broken before. You know that compilation, like Now This Is Music CD? So if y'all know about the Now This Is Music 12 or 25 or 108, I don't know where they're at right now. They've been making them forever. Do you know that Jay-Z's fucking Hard Knock Life was the first hip hop song ever on that compilation CD? First ever. They would always have pop songs, rock songs, things like that, but they never had a legit like rap song on any of those compilations. So back in the day when Hard Knock Life was a hit, that was the first rap song that had been put on that compilation. Now, we could fast forward and just go through all the accolades that Jay-Z has fucking acquired over time.
But he got into the sports game, too, so it's like...
He's doing he's doing it, man. You cannot, like I said, you cannot deny...
His hustle, man.
Yeah, you cannot deny the man's greatness at this point. And so, like I said, whether you like him, love him, hate him, loathe him, I don't care. But it's also being joined by, this is what I found cool, is they're also putting Earth, Wind, and Fire's September and Curtis Mayfield's Superfly in the registry too, which I agree with, because I feel like both of those songs are very huge songs. They're very cultural. Again, it crosses all boundaries. It crosses all cultures. Whether you listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire on a regular, whether you even know what they look like, whether you even heard an album by them, everybody knows September. Do you remember? Like, everybody know that song. Like, whether you like them or not, it is a cultural thing. And I've seen all kinds of people bumping that song. Even though it was a soul song by a black artist for black culture, it has crossed all boundaries, and I love that. And then, of course, you got Superfly. So, I mean, come on, who doesn't know about Superfly? I mean, that's just some pimp ass. That's some pimp ass shit right there. So, like I said, I feel like those are great things to be put into, you know, the registry and all that other stuff. Very interested to see. I didn't even know they had one of these. So now I need to go, I guess I need to go do some research to see what else is in there, because I feel like this is a really cool thing. I didn't know Congress had something like that. I know they have the Library of Congress and all that shit, but I didn't know they had something for actual music, which I think is dope. So I definitely gonna look more into that. And one of the things I'm not looking forward to is this Dumbo movie. Am I the only one that's not looking forward to this Dumbo movie?
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, let me say this. Aesthetically, it looks great. Tim Burton. It's fucking Tim Burton. You can't deny that the man is creative as fuck when it comes to the visuals. He's good at those crazy ass visuals. He's like the real life version. Nah, I won't say real life, because Dr. Seuss was a real person. But like, to me, I feel like he's like our generation's Dr. Seuss. Because if you look at Dr. Seuss books, like, all his worlds were always crazy that he created. His characters always looked weird. All the environments always looked weird and different. Nothing ever looked normal. Nothing ever looked like, oh, that's a forest. And then he names them all these different, like, weird names. Like, oh, look at the Shedak the Dunk Trunk. You're like, what is that? That's a fucking tree. What the? It's like, what? Who told you that? Like, how did you come up with that? It's like, what the fuck is that even? So, I don't know. I feel like the Dumbo movie, if they were gonna use somebody to make the movie, I guess Tim Burton was the best person to grab for that. But I don't know. I was just never into Dumbo from the jump. Like, even the cartoon from back in the day.
I never really watched the cartoons, the movies, nothing like.
Right. So this movie is not really something that I'm looking forward to personally. So I'm not saying it's not going to be a good movie, but I'm not a big Dumbo fan. And even watching it, even looking at the visuals of it, like I said, again, looks really cool, but still don't want to see the movie. So, I mean, if y'all don't know, remember I was telling y'all to go, like, I was like, go outside, the social media shit is ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. So, Facebook. Facebook and Instagram had an outage, and people fucking lost their minds. So this happened a couple weeks ago, and I was gonna speak on it, but again, I had to, I had an injury, so I didn't get a chance to speak on it earlier. I just found it very funny how everybody lost their shit. Everybody was freaking out about Facebook and Instagram.
I heard about that too.
They're like, crazy. Instagram don't work, Facebook don't work. Good.
Right?
Good. That means now you can go and, like, deal with the real world.
Right.
Not the bullshit comments and likes that you see on Facebook all day. All these political rants that nobody gives a fuck about, dude.
Right.
Like, hey, newsflash, buddy. Your political rant on Facebook isn't going to turn anybody to your ideas.
Right.
Let me say that one more time. Your political rants on Facebook is not going to turn anybody to your ideas. Nobody cares. Do you hear me? Nobody cares. But people do it every fucking day. Like,
I heard about that shit, and I didn't even go check nothing like that.
I wasn't even, dude. I barely knew about it. You know how I found out about it? From other people.
I found about it on the Breakfast Club. Like,
Charlamagne putting you up on game. No, but like, I found out from other people, and they were like freaking out. Everybody's like, oh my God, Instagram don't work. I can't see my followers. I can't see my likes. And go outside and go see people.
Right.
Stop staring at your screen. Like, I feel like that was probably one of the best things that happened to society. They should have cut that shit off.
Right.
Like, okay, that means you got to go outside. You got to communicate with people. Ooh.
Oh my God.
Wow. That's a thing? Like what? You mean to tell me I have to actually like talk to
Like
people?
we didn't even have that stuff like years ago. Like, come on now. Like,
and we're
seriously.
so dependent on it now.
Right.
And it's so funny how people were literally freaking out. That's what I
That
found
is
to be
crazy.
so sad.
Yeah.
Social media, y'all, is not that big of a deal.
Not.
I have social media, but I have it as a tool. I don't have it as a ego booster.
Right.
I don't have it as, oh, let me see how many followers I can get. I couldn't even tell you right now how many followers I have. I don't know, and I don't care.
Right.
My thing is, I just want people to entertain y'all, and I just want people to listen to the podcast, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Just, you know, kind of like broadcast what I do.
Right.
That's it. I'm not out here trying to get like, I don't get my rocks off from likes and comments on Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
Right.
Like, oh, I got this many likes today. Whoop-de fucking do. Like, who the fuck cares? That didn't do anything for my life at all. Stop doing that, people. Like, stop getting your importance from social media. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If nobody told you this today, you're awesome. You're beautiful. You're the shit and a half. You're gonna conquer this day. You're gonna conquer this evening, this night. Whenever you're listening to this, you're gonna be okay. As long as you keep showing up for life and you keep doing what you gotta do, you're gonna be okay. Stop depending on other people to tell you that you're gorgeous and that you're beautiful and that you're the shit and a half or that you're handsome or whatever it is, because you're already that. You're unique. You were born an original, don't die a copy, okay? That's what I'm gonna put out there, because I'm real big on people loving themselves, and I feel like we get so much shit from social media, and everybody bases their value on how many followers they have or how many likes they have. I see this stupid shit all the time. People are so like hard pressed about followers. Like, people will follow me and then they turn around and unfollow me because Instagram doesn't tell you who unfollowed you. So what these people do is they'll follow, like, let's just say a random number. They'll follow like 500 people because they know that a percentage of those is gonna follow them back. Right. And then what they'll go do is they'll go unfollow all 500 people so that their follower count is way high, but their followers, like who they're actually following, is way low. And why do you think they're doing that? Because they're trying to look important. They're trying to look like a celebrity, because that's what every celebrity does. Right. You know, people that are actually famous for some shit. Right. I'm not talking about you pushing your flat tummy tea, bitch. What I'm talking about is I'm talking about actual famous people, like Jordan Peele and things like that. Like, you go look at their accounts and they always have millions of followers and they're only following a few people. And I understand why, because obviously it's like, do you really want to follow millions of people that like, you don't know, like, if you don't want to see their feed, you don't have to follow them. But again, that's a person who is in a different situation that's gonna have a ton of people follow them because of who they are and what they do. Right. You just another motherfucker on Instagram. Right. Nobody cares, bro. Like, you're just another dude pushing some kind of workout plan or some flat tummy tea or some kind of meal plan or meal prep. Fuck yo meal prep. Fuck yo flat tummy tea. Fuck all that bullshit. Oh, none of y'all are anything, bro. Like, some of y'all, I will say, some of y'all, I give you props. Some of y'all got sponsorships from it and things like that. You actually built a clientele up. Not saying that that's not possible. Not saying that that doesn't happen. But we got a lot of wannabes out there, and I know y'all seen them. Right. But don't try to use me to boost your ego, because I got an app for that. So don't try to play me. If you think for 1 second that you finna use me to be one of your followers so that you can look important and look famous, not gonna happen. Because the minute you unfollow me, I'm gonna pull it right up on my app and I'm gonna see it and I'm gonna unfollow you. And not because I'm trying to be petty, but here's my thing. I still believe in the social part of social media. Right. I believe in following people that I'm interested in. If I'm interested in your page and I like what you post, I will follow you, no problem. I have no hangups about that. If you like my page and you like what I post, then you can follow me as well. But my thing is, it's still a social thing. Like, who are you to where you can't follow me or whatever? Like, why can't we just follow each other and be done with it? Like, I like your stuff, you like my stuff, it is what it is. It's not an ego booster for me. Right. So get off it. And the next time Facebook and IG fucking goes out, go outside. Right. Listen to my podcast while you're doing it, but go outside. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I'm at with that thing. So in weird news, I saw this and I was like, I don't even know. It might have been when Instagram was down. Maybe this dude was bored. So somebody sent Iggy Azalea. If you don't know who Iggy Azalea is, she is a white female rapper who is from Australia, but she talks like she's from Atlanta, Georgia. That's a different story for a different day. Anyways, y'all can go look her up. But somebody mailed her a vial of semen. Gave her cum in a cup. That's what they did. They gave her cum in a cup.
Wow.
And she tweeted about it. This is how everybody found out, because she tweeted about it. And this is what she said. She said something like, wait, hold on, let me see if I can find it. No, I can't find it. But she said something along the lines of, oh, well, we have your DNA, dumbass. Yeah. She's absolutely right. Why would you do that? Why would you send someone a vial of your semen? Obviously, she don't know you. She's not looking to get pregnant. Like, she didn't ask you. So this is almost like the physical form of like showing somebody, like sending a dick pic to somebody unwanted, like unsolicited. This is what this is the equivalent of, but this is like the real life version, except you went past the penis. You was like, I'm just gonna send her the nut.
Oh my.
Like, what kind of shit is that?
Oh my God, that's so stupid.
He sent her, okay, so it's like, we're gonna know who you are, bro. All she gotta do is send that to the cops. All they gotta do is test your DNA, boom, we know who did it.
Right.
Like, you can put a wrong address on there, you can put a P.O. box. Nigga, we gon' find you.
Right.
Like, so that is really weird. And I really, there's no motivation for it. I don't know what the motivation could have been. I don't know who thinks to themselves, like, you know what? Today, I think I'm a nut in a, like, I'm gonna come in a cup and I'm gonna send it to Iggy Azalea. How does that idea even come across your brain?
I know, right?
Like, who does that? I don't even understand what that's even about. So I am just going to leave that alone.
That is so crazy, dude.
Yeah, I know. But you know, I be finding all these weird ass stories. And honestly, I didn't look for that. Like, I just so happened to run into that. So just like I ran into the fact that you hear about the woman that pulled a gun on a Domino's employee. She pulled a gun on a Domino's employee, Domino's Pizza, because they forgot her hot wings.
Wow.
Look, I love hot wings just like the next motherfucker, but damn.
Really?
Girl, you need to relax. That's a little much.
Has several damn seats, girl.
Right. Like, so apparently what happened is, this is what's crazy about this. This didn't even happen in the store. Okay, like the situation, they forgot her hot wings, but it wasn't because she was at the place and forgot her hot wings. Okay, so this is what happened. So she said, let me see. Their police responded to a report of a woman. She's 59 years old, and she pointed a gun at a Domino's employees. The worker told the cops that the woman was upset about the food that had been delivered to her home, and she wanted a refund. The food got delivered to her house, right? So obviously she didn't want to get up and leave the house. She saw that they forgot her wings. This bitch threw her shoes on so quick and so got her gun, and she said, oh no, I'm going up there, bitches. Y'all motherfuckers forgot my hot wings. So she goes up there.
Wow.
And they said that they found, let me see. So when they called the 911, when she went in there and confronted them with the gun, the lady fled in her vehicle. Guess where this bitch went? Home. Why would you go home? Like the article says that the police ended up finding her car outside of her home. Wow. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, good to know. So then the lady, her last name is Webb. I forgot what her first name is, but they said that she told police initially that she had a permit to carry her weapon, but her gun was in the glove compartment of her car, and she did not point it at anybody at the restaurant. So the police told her that there was surveillance video, of course.
Exactly.
Right. That showed what happened. And then she admitted to displaying the gun, but she continued to deny pointing it at anyone. Why do people do this? You're on camera.
Right.
Like, how you gonna sit here and like just try to keep lying? Like, you already got caught in a lie because you went from, oh, it was in my glove compartment to, oh, I had it.
Right.
Like,
I wasn't like, pointing at nobody.
Right. And so.
But you were actually.
Yeah, like a motherfucker. That's why they called 911.
Right.
And so they charged her with 1 felony count of violent threats. She was taken to jail and her bail was set at $10,000. They said it's not, this is what I love about the media sometimes. They add in this little commentary. At the end of this shit, it says, it's not clear whether Webb ever got her wings.
We'll get the vicious now.
I'm gonna say a hard no. because they sent her ass to jail.
Yeah.
I hope it was worth it.
Right?
Really? Like, you was that mad over
59?
wings? 59 years old, tripping over wings, bruh.
Oh my God.
Wings! Like, look, like I said, I love wings just like the next man.
I'm not gonna go stick up Wingstop.
But I've had bad, okay, don't get me wrong. I've had bad orders. We've had orders where it's like all messed up, it's all wrong. But you know what you do? Instead of running up to the place with a gun and trying to stick them up, you call them and you get free shit.
Right.
That's what you do.
Exactly.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. All right? Hashtag life hacks.
Oh
you
God.
call them and you say, can I speak to the manager, please?
Right.
I had an order
Right.
and the shit didn't come right.
Right.
And then you just get free stuff. So they're probably going to give you the wings, but they're probably going to give you extra stuff.
Right.
You could have got off with more wings.
Right.
Now you got no wings. Like, no wings at all. And now you in jail, so now you ain't even got no freedom. So now you definitely ain't got no wings. We want to go there.
And now, you got a record. So.
Yeah, and drinking a Red Bull ain't gonna help you nothing. So I just feel like I say this on every fucking podcast almost because it's so true. The world is fucked up out there.
Yes.
There's crazy people everywhere. I try to tell y'all this.
So
I try to say this all the time. Like,
Dude.
it's crazy to me when I heard somebody just the other day talking about, oh yeah, there's this neighborhood and it's a really nice neighborhood and they don't lock their doors. And I'm like, huh?
What?
Right. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I'm glad that it's a nice neighborhood, but I don't care how nice a neighborhood is.
Right.
I don't care how beautiful it is. I don't care how quiet it is and no crime ever happens. I'm locking my fucking doors and windows at night or during the day, I'm gonna lock my stuff.
Right.
Because here's the thing, nothing may ever happen there often, but there's crazy people everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And when that motherfucker decides to go crazy, he gonna walk into your house because he ain't gonna be able to get into mine.
Right.
Because he gonna be like, oh shit, they done locked their door. Now what he gonna do?
Right.
All he gotta do is go next door to the other motherfuckers. He knows that y'all don't lock y'all doors.
Right.
Why would you do that?
Right.
So I don't know. Some people may sit there and say, oh well, maybe it's because of the way you grew up and all this other stuff. Look, I don't care. My thing is
that's why I grew up.
My thing is everything that you earn, everything that you have, you've earned. You know what I mean?
Right.
Protect your shit.
Right.
It's 2019. I don't care how nice a neighborhood is. The world in general is crazy, and there's crazy people everywhere. How many times do we see the serial killer that was killing people for years and years and years and burying them in his backyard, and he live in a nice, quiet neighborhood? And how many times when it finally come out, and the FBI is all coming down on the neighborhood.
Thought he was so nice.
Right. Oh, we would have never guessed.
Right.
He was just so nice. He was just such a, yeah, he volunteered at the PTA meetings.
Right.
Yeah, he was at the bake sale for the church.
Right.
And at night, he was chopping people up and putting them in his backyard.
Right.
Because there's crazy people everywhere.
Right.
So, no, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. And I will be locking my doors. And I will be locking my windows. So, I am going to get off that. I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to let that off my chest. It's just one of those things. But just as always, I don't want to keep y'all too long. I appreciate everything. I appreciate y'all still rocking with me. Thank you for letting me have a week off. I kind of needed it. I still need it, but I said, fuck it. I'm going to still drop something for y'all because I love to entertain y'all, talk to y'all. So, hey, speak on these topics, y'all. I appreciate this. Share. If you like it, share it. Grab the links. You can share it anywhere. I make it available to share. Get your friends listening. Get your family listening. Like, if it's gonna piss people off, hell, use me. If you want me to piss somebody off for you, and maybe I'm saying what you saying, and you like, but I don't want to say it. I want them to hear from somebody else. By all means, do it. Right. I'll do it. I'll take the hit. Whatever. Right. But just hit me up. I am on Instagram, h.l.productions. You can also listen to this on Mixcloud. It's mixcloud.com/HL Productions, no dots. And yeah, I'm gonna hit y'all with another episode next week, and God only knows what the hell kind of crazy shit we gonna be talking about then. So until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. This is your boy HL. I'm signing out. My boy Cosign Kev is in the building, and we out of here. Cheer. Woo.